formation that you have on your little sheet there, that we look as though Scott Brown will be the holding midfielder, Callum McGregor and Stuart Armstrong providing the thrust from the centre of the midfield, and we hope that Lee Griffiths and Dembele certainly strike off a second partnership.
And Bartosz Frankowski gets us underway, and Celtic instantly showing their intentions from the very first kick, and it's Forrest to Brown, and now Lustig out to Roberts, with the crowd backing Celtic all the way. So much has been written, so much has been said in the last week. Now it is up to these players to do their talking on the pitch.
Well, they've certainly started off in the right manner. James Forrest driving at the defence, and certainly the kind of pace and impetus that we wanted from the start.
Dembele linking nicely. The danger will be on the counter-attack, and Lee Cassiaro has shown that he has pace.
Yeah, but we've seen that, certainly with Scotland and Celtic last week. They turned Effie Ambrose inside out for the goal. We certainly have pace at the back. We have Kieran Tierney and Michael Lustig who will provide that cover. We don't want to be left alone. Sviatchenko on his own as James gets on the ball in the wide areas.
Forrest infield to Armstrong. Now the Celtic captain Scott Brown to deliver one for Roberts, and he did well to keep that ball in play. McGregor now, who was a goal scorer at the weekend against Wolfsburg. Roberts loves to cut in on his left foot. Decent strike, but well blocked by Bernardo Lopes.
We've seen that so many times last season, and cutting inside and finding the back of the net. He had plenty of options if he wanted to decide to cross the ball in. And I think obviously playing the attacking formation that Celtic have tonight, we've got plenty of bodies in there. Stuart Armstrong was in there, Callum McGregor, and obviously the two strikers. So he has that option, but he does love to pull the trigger and cut in them from that right wing.
And this just Patrick Roberts' 10th start as a Celtic player, and he has 6 goals to his name. And when they come, they tend to come in doubles as well, Tom.
Yep, he's certainly been looking for that tonight. He's the one providing the width.
It's a long ball over the top for Lee Griffiths from Kieran Tierney, and Griffiths has turned his man, and he just couldn't quite find a teammate. Joseph Cipollina knocks it out for a corner kick. Yeah,
I think there was one guy hoping that Dembele would win the 6-yard box, but I think he was a little bit deeper trying to link up with play. But great work from Lee Griffiths on that left-hand side, driving by the player with ease, and then you would hope somebody just put it in the back of the net there, but good start from Celtic.
Corner drifted in by Roberts, but it should be cleared by Kyle Cassiaro.
I think you can see a marked difference in the attitude of the players from last week's game. Certainly a week on in the extra week's training would have certainly benefited them, but they're certainly a lot sharper, a lot brighter, and on a far better surface than what was the game was played on last week.
Well, so much was made of the pitch over in Gibraltar, but also the conditions, and this should suit Celtic a lot better. It is a fine playing surface.
Yeah, absolute perfect surface to play on with the ground staff, Hazy, and all the guys there. They've done a great job.
Roberts over the top, just too much on it, and Raul Navas, the veteran Spanish goalkeeper, comes out to collect.
Yeah, but you'll see Lee Griffiths, he's been probably the furthest forward of the two on most of the occasions, and he can use his pace to get in behind those two centre backs, and certainly balls like that, just a little bit of pace off them, and then you'll see Lee Griffiths going on the end of them.
There it comes for Forrest. Armstrong turned into trouble, but he was helped out by Scott Brown. Craig Gordon will be hoping for a quiet evening. Mikael Lustig is back playing football after having got injured in the early moments of Sweden's Euro 2016 campaign, and he missed the rest of the tournament. Here is the Swede. Brown. Roberts for McGregor. Tierney, who's so used to bombing down that left-hand side, he may need to put the shackles on that a little today. It's Armstrong and Dembele is in there. It's inches wide of the target. But did Navas get a touch on it? It will be a Celtic corner.
Yeah, I think that was actually a great save from Navas, and I think you've seen the reason there why Kieran will not probably bomb on as much. James Forrest getting on the ball, using his pace, using his trickery, and a nice little pullback, and I thought Dembele was going to open the scoring there.
Stuart Armstrong it is with the corner. Back posts taken by Sviatchenko.
Navas read that very, very well. Sviatchenko at the back post, certainly put him under. Good pressure. The back there, I think it was Lopez was putting him under pressure, so he couldn't get a good header at it, but maybe hope maybe one of the strikers will maybe get across the front of the goalkeeper just to put him off a little bit.
Well, it may be a relief to Brendan Rodgers that Eric Sviatchenko has remained fit for this game. He went off in the opening 5 or 6 minutes on Saturday against Wolfsburg with a head injury, and they are short of defensive options.
Yeah, but it's certainly a heavy, heavy knock, and it's glad to see he is fit for tonight. As you say, a couple of options they have in the best. Aya played on Saturday against Wolfsburg at back, did very, very well. So hopefully will not be needed tonight though.
Here come Lincoln Red Imps through Antonio Calderon, but it's cut off by Lustig. Armstrong, Tierney in plenty of space. The Gibraltars will likely only leave one up front on all occasions and try to get support on the counter-attack. This is Griffiths though, couldn't quite pull the trigger. Now Roberts, and he's closed out, but you can see the number of Celtic players in and around that 18-yard box. And there's plenty of options for Forrest. Goes with McGregor. Pass to Tierney.
I think you're seeing the great defensive play that Lincoln Red Imps put in last week. They're doing the same, they're putting bodies in the way, they're getting blocks. They're closing down Celtic, and we've not tested Navas really yet. I've loved that one save he had. I think maybe one of these couple of long shots, maybe, hopefully they'll hit the target.
Dembele. McGregor now. Armstrong took a bit of a knock, but here goes Roberts. It's well cut out by Bernardo Lopez, who's read a couple of important interceptions early on.
Yeah, it's great defensive play. Get reading over the game. He knew Roberts would probably get beyond the defender. And quick corner taken by Celtic.
Roberts again. Brown to Armstrong. Gregor, it almost came to him, but Joseph Cipollina remains calm, and Navas has the ball.
That was very composed play for a defender in here in the atmosphere, the hostile atmosphere that he's experiencing at Celtic Park. Just to remain that, head it back, cushioned it nicely to the goalkeeper.
And the Lincoln Red Imps, they're a team of only a handful of full-time players, the majority part-time. But they are already heroes in Gibraltar back home. This is the game of their lives. They will not have experienced an atmosphere like this before. Although notably, a number of this side did play at Hampden just a year ago.
And they'll probably play in a similar kind of fashion. They're just defending. I think they look as though they're well used to playing that kind of system. They're very well organised into last week, getting blocks in, throwing their bodies in the way.
Dembele takes it down, Armstrong goes down, and it is a penalty kick to Celtic. Bartosz Frankowski points to the spot, and could this be the turning point in the tie?
I think the referee's just quizzing whether that's at the edge of the box. I think he's coming to have a word with his linesman. Just that's the debate, whether it was inside the box or just outside, and we're going to have a little discussion on.
Well, we'll see whether the pleas have worked from the Lincoln Red Imps players. Armstrong has his head in his hands. We'll see it here, Tom.
Yeah, certainly there's no offside in the play. Dembele knocks the ball down, and that's inside the box by at least a yard. So the linesman He certainly got that wrong. It was his advice given to the referee. The referee had pointed the spot, he got it correct. The linesman made the wrong decision. Hopefully it will be rectified by, I believe, Stuart Armstrong or Lee Griffiths will be over the ball here. Scott Brown trying to point out to the referee that it certainly was inside the box, but that's certainly a major decision wrong by the referee.
And it was Ryan Cassiaro who made the challenge on Armstrong, and it did look to be a good yard inside the box. Stuart Armstrong and Lee Griffiths as the wall is taken back the full 10 yards.
You'd rather think Lee Griffiths would hit that. I've not seen Stuart Armstrong touch too many, but it certainly favours him with that right foot, but whether Lee Griffiths will use power.
It's Griffiths with the left foot, always rising.
Did go to use power, but I think the goalkeeper would have had that covered. And I know Lee's hit a few and he's fired in a few from that kind of range, but just went for sheer power there, but not deceiving the goalkeeper. But one major talking point already in the game, 10 minutes in. And certainly the referee got that one wrong.
Well, we've certainly seen in the opening 11 minutes or so just how this game is going to be dictated in terms of tempo and possession and territory, and right now it is all the men in green and white hoops. Here goes Forrest, nicely played in to Armstrong, but the cutback cut out. Armstrong has it again, and the shot palmed away by Raul Navas. Here's Roberts. It's McGregor, deflected and denied, as Celtic were in Gibraltar 9 days ago, by the crossbar.
Yeah, I certainly hope it's not going to be one of those nights once again. We're pounding on the goal, and just the breaks and the luck not going for us. We certainly like the way we're playing just now, but it's certainly high tempo, and there's plenty of attacking options.
Lustig, diagonal and long. Forrest can't quite pick up the loose ball. Armstrong does well to win it back for Celtic. Here's Forrest, he's looked lively in these opening exchanges. Dembele now. Brown wins it straight back. Celtic showing their colours here. Roberts, well, how many times has he had a pop at goal in the opening 12.5 minutes?
You can see how Red Imps are working there. They'll get ahead about 4 or 5 players round about Roberts. They know the pace he's got. He does like to have a wee shot at goal, and they're just throwing their body on the line, and obviously kept us out so far.
Red Imps having to show their disciplined side to maintain their concentration, and a rare opportunity to pass the ball around. It's Joseph Cipollina. They're knocked over the top by Calderon. Sviatchenko close to Lee Cassiaro.
I don't think Cassiaro was wanting that ball. Didn't look as though he was comfortable. With pressure from Sviatchenko. He did well to intercept.
Well, Roberts with time and space, and this is exactly what he loves. Dembele took a touch on it, and it was a heavy touch when he needed to keep it close.
Wonderful wing play from Roberts, driving by defenders, making something happen. This time he picked out Dembele nicely, but unfortunately a little heavy took it away, and an opportunity lost. But it's what we want to do. We want to get Roberts on the ball, him and James Forrest, get them down the line, and hopefully the cutbacks will end up in the back of the net.
And Callum McGregor coming closest for Celtic so far. So much pressure on the Red Imps backline.
Certainly the kind of formation and desire that we wanted to see from Celtic. We wish we could have got that last week, but it wasn't to be. But we've certainly started in the right manner. I'm sure if we continue to play like this, dominate, we keep creating chances, the opportunities will arise, and they will be taken.
Bit of drizzle just coming down, and that will just quicken the pitch. May well suit Celtic. Brown looks long, but easily shepherded out by Bernardo Lopez.
Did it so well, a long ball, just a different option for Scott Brown trying to knock it long in behind, but it was well marshalled by Lopez, was Dembele, as it been for most of the game.
Brendan Rodgers talked about the need for patience and not to panic. This is a 90-minute game. Celtic do not need to win it in the opening 20.
I like the start they've had, in terms of the tempo. That's what you want to start with. We're keeping the ball and keeping possession, but we're certainly knocking about very, very well, utilising the wing areas, and Forrest and Roberts, and that's what you want to do. Keep that tempo up. They won't be able to live with that, will the Red Imps? So you continue to do that, then opportunities will arise.
Gregor pulled out of the challenge, and the ball over the top, overhit. Roberts, he will be hoping to have another go at Joseph Cipollina. Tierney, new role for him, playing on the left-hand side of a back three. Lustig, he's seen it all and done it all before. Brown under pressure from Calderon. Sviatchenko to Tierney, gets the nod. It's great movement from Lee Griffiths, and knocked out for another corner kick by Ryan Casiaro.
Yeah, Griffiths well picked out by Kieran Tierney, and you just seen the wee nod of understanding between the two. Griffiths wanting to go long, Kieran Tierney drew oblige him with a long ball, and just another good defensive clearance though from Red Imps.
Stuart Armstrong with the in-swinger. Dembele was the last man at the back post. That will be another corner kick to Celtic, and they're mounting up here.
Yeah, I wish Stuart Armstrong maybe just get the delivery just a little bit lower, just put a little bit more pace on it. I think that was a nice height for the defenders to go and attack it.
It will be Roberts to take from the right-hand side, naturally left-footed player. So again, another in-swinger, and Navas has done well to punch that ahead of Eric Sviatchenko. Break of the ball comes to Casiaro, and he combines with his brother Kyle and Lee, looking to unleash the counter-attack for Calderon. But
you see the difference with their Celtic had in that when they did win the ball back, there was only 2 or 3 players forward for Red Imps, and if they tried to do a quick counter-attack themselves, that was impossible with the amount of bodies they had back.
Roberts, fine pass picked out. Patrick Roberts. Brown, Tierney, 1-2 with Griffiths, and Tierney well advanced here, and a cross and deflected and tipped wide by Navas. It looked like McGregor again with the effort.
Yeah, another deflected effort as well from McGregor, and I thought that was just going to creep into that right-hand corner, but the goalkeeper had other ideas, adjusted his feet very well and managed to divert it behind for a corner. But great pressure from Celtic.
Roberts and Sviatchenko under pressure. Of course, he came under pressure in that first leg when Celtic had a goal disallowed.
I think that's what you've got to do, is just get bodies in and around him, try to stop the goalkeeper coming. He does look as though he wants to come out and catch things. He wants to come out off his line earlier. I think it's Lee Griffiths is on that duty, that responsibility of trying to stop Navas from coming off his line so that we can get the players attacking the ball.
Change of tack as McGregor delivers the corner, knocked away.
It was a front post trying to find Michael Lustig, trying to dart into the front post, but it was well marshalled, well covered. The area was by the Lincoln Red Up players.
Patrick Roberts turns away from Joseph Cipollina, and now McGregor again. Well, he'll feel that on another day he could have had a hat-trick already.
Well, when you see a player inside the box, of all the players you would like, it's certainly Callum McGregor has produced so many times for us in there, and with a little bit of composure, he might have just found that top corner. That was a save from Navas earlier. He looks as though it's on a mission to stop Callum McGregor from putting the ball in the back of the net. Great save from Navas.
Callum McGregor was an unused substitute over in Gibraltar, but he is having a telling impact at Celtic Park. field from Lustig. Now Calderon. Joseph Cipollina. Lustig again. Tierney. Tierney looks for Griffiths if he can take this down. Lee Griffiths goes down under the challenge of Roy Cipollina, but the protest waved away by Mr. Frankowski.
Well, I think Lee Griffiths done the right thing, tried to get him behind. Cipollina used his body, and whether there was a slight nudge on his back, I certainly have seen them given, but the referee decided there wasn't a heavy enough nudge.
Forrest looking to drive and turn the defence. It was a good piece of play by the winger, but Armstrong's header over the top.
Yep, I think just too far in the front post. Had to try and direct the ball towards the net, but just couldn't do it. And so that looks like a wee clear push on Lee Griffiths. Certainly getting ahead of Cipollina inside the box there, and that possibly could have been another penalty.
Brendan Rodgers certainly felt it was worthy of a question. Brown now hammered forward. So there are 3 Casiaros in the Lincoln Red Imps lineup, 2 Cipollinas. The Casiaros are all brothers. Their father is here this evening as well. The Cipollinas are not related, although there is a third Cipollina, who's Kenneth, and he is the brother of Joseph, the left back. McGregor finds Roberts. Quick feet from Patrick Roberts, but he couldn't find a way past his man. This is Lee Casiaro, the goal scorer, which still has Lincoln Red Imps in front in the tie, but Joseph Cipollina going in heavily on Patrick Robertson. You could see the reaction from the Celtic players, and it's a yellow card for the number 3.
Yep, I certainly think that was probably a yellow card. A heavy tackle on Patrick Roberts, who looks to have been formed tonight. He's certainly going to roast him, and that's certainly something the left back could have done without this early 20-odd minutes into the game, because Patrick Roberts will just get the ball, just keep running at him, trying to commit, and hopefully they'll get the better of him.
Armstrong and Roberts orchestrating the free kick. Is Armstrong's ball in, away only as far as Brown, as Fiatchenko, and hit by Mikael Lustig. Well, apply enough pressure and the dam will eventually break, and it's taken 22.5 minutes. Celtic level on aggregate and ahead on the night.
Yeah, probably a little longer than probably they should have been, but yeah, certainly deserved to be in the lead just now. A little break of the box, set pieces, plenty of bodies inside the box. A little break there from Scott Brown to Fiatchenko, and the big men up front there. It was a cultured finish by Michael Lustig with his left foot, and hopefully that will open the floodgates for Celtic.
Mikael Lustig showing the strikers how it's done. Timely intervention from the big Swede. Celtic head on the night, and it is all tied up at 1-1 on aggregate. Celtic looking for a quick-fire double. It's brilliant from Roberts. Dembele strikes it. Brown now tries to keep the attack going, but how about that? The confidence of Patrick Roberts.
That was stunning play from Patrick. Such quick feet at the edge of the box to be able to get away for the play past it. Dembele, an effort from Dembele block, but Celtic are turning the screw now, trying to get this second goal, trying to get into the lead over the 2 games.
Fiatchenko now to James Forrest, and he knows he's got the pace to beat Jean Carlos Garcia.
Certainly both wingers are certainly performed ever so well. They're getting a lot of the ball, which is good to see, but when they're getting it, they're making things happen. When you play this kind of formation, that's what you want, and certainly both Patrick Roberts and James Forrest are producing performances.
A winger's dream. And here's Griffiths! It's two in the space of 2 minutes for Celtic to completely turn this tie around. Lee Griffiths, 40 goals last season. He's already off the mark for this one.
And you're just talking about the wingers earlier. Once again, Patrick Roberts heavily involved in this Lee Griffiths goal. The first of the season for Lee Griffiths, and he'll be delighted with that. Loves scoring goals, and what a finish it was. I'm amazed at many times that Lee Griffiths is so accurate with finishes from outside the box or round about that. Always finds the corners, and once again, great play. Cut inside the defender, two defenders in front of him. Goalkeeper, absolutely no chance.
Last year's Player of the Year. He picked up everything that was going at the awards ceremonies.
The question is, would they be, liking playing alongside another striker? He got 40 goals last season for Celtic, playing up there on his own with the opportunities created. Well, that's him off and running with a fellow striker. Hopefully he'll help take the pressure off him a little bit in certain games.
And you wonder now whether the Lincoln Red Imps' spirit will be broken by 2 quick goals. This is Dembele. It was just behind Forrest, but time to turn and now invite Kieran Tierney. Well, the pass picked off by Garcia. Cassiaro, remember, an away goal for the Lincoln Red Imps would change it all. They would then be back in front on the away goals rule. Celtic do not have an away goal.
I was just about to say that. Yes, it's 2-0, but you obviously worry about that away goal situation. But in terms of the way Celtic have started this game, the way they've played, you would imagine that they will go on to score far more goals and create more opportunities within the game.
And a half chance, perhaps, as Liam Walker takes the corner kick. Lee Cassiaro having to backpedal and took it on his chest. Kieran Tierney survived the penalty appeals.
I think that one was certainly just outside the box. The referee had a wee look at it, but I think they felt Kieran was just the stronger of the two players. Managed to break up. And it was an opportunity for Celtic with the Red Imps throwing so many men forward at a set piece, which, as you mentioned, maybe trying to get that away goal. It would just been a better pass. They might have been able to hit on the counter attack. Well, won't happen too many times tonight.
You wonder now if Julio Cesar Rivas changes his mentality or to stick with the original game plan. As we just mentioned, 1 goal for Lincoln Red Imps does change everything.
Well, I don't think they'll change anything just now. I think they'll continue to play. They've got a lot of blocks in, but I think just the better quality play of Celtic and the players they've got available, the pace they're playing at, I don't think Lincoln Red Imps can play any other way. I would hope that Celtic wouldn't drop the pace they're playing at. They've started the game ever so well, creating opportunities, so I would hope that they would be able to continue how they have been playing. Well, obviously in a position they've been in the lead on the tie over the 2, but you've just got to get that third goal, put that third goal, and then that's you an easy street.
Dembele and Griffiths continuing this new strike partnership. You wonder how many games of this season they will get to play as a 2.
I think, judging the early games so far and obviously the series games, this one and the last one, they've certainly played together, played against Wolfsburg together.
Roberts gets the 1-2. Oh, how class was that from Patrick Roberts. A 1-2 with Callum McGregor, and it is the winger on loan from Manchester City who does what he does so well.
Yeah, certainly deserving of that goal in terms of the way he has started this match. He's been on fire, he's been unstoppable, and now he's added a finish to that as well, and certainly a great performance, picking the ball up, lovely wee 1-2, great way to pass with Callum McGregor, and a composed finish. We've seen that so many times here at Celtic Park and on other travelling grounds, and when he gets in the box he certainly has composure, and that was a lovely finish from Patrick Roberts.
And I mentioned it before, this is his 10th start, his 7th goal for Celtic. It is some return from the man on loan from Manchester City.
Certainly one I would hope Brendan Rodgers would be able to tie up on a longer deal if he fancies it. If he managed to get to the Champions League, that may be something that will certainly make his mouth water and certainly appetise him. So hopefully we'll be able to sign up a longer deal. It is a full length and another year of it left this full season. So hopefully there will be longer and the Celtic fans will be able to see this player more and more.
And he's certainly enjoying his time in Glasgow. The problem will be that the better he does, the more that fee will go up.
Yeah, that's it. Got 22, you want him to do well as a Celtic player, but you're quite right in what you're saying there, Roddy, that that will certainly add a lot to the transfer fee.
Well, he's still only 19, and Celtic fought to have him available for these matches because England are playing at the Under-19 European Championships, but Celtic were determined to keep their man, and that has paid dividends big time.
Yeah, certainly paid off. But you see the performance he's put in tonight. He's certainly got an appetite for the game, as he has done on so many occasions for us, and he's certainly on fire tonight. He's certainly somebody who is unstoppable when he's in the mood, and that mood is certainly in the game against the Red Ducks tonight.
So Celtic with 3 goals in the space of 6 minutes, and they are now in full control against the side from Gibraltar.
It's certainly, as I say, an attack-minded formation. It would be lovely to see this in other games. You know, we play in Scottish football. Celtic play here against many other teams, and it's very similar to Red Imps, but obviously quite a quality players in the Scottish football, and they can maybe exploit some of the attacks that Celtic have. But it's great to see just an attacking-minded team from Celtic go out and playing attacking football.
Coutinho unable to collect the pass from his right back Garcia. Armstrong unable to get there, but it will come to Patrick Roberts, one-on-one with the defender Cipollina.
Certainly not the sight Cipollina wants to see, is it? Patrick Roberts getting on the ball and run at him. He'll be screaming for his fellow teammates to get beside him to try and help him.
Joseph Cipollina has already been booked. He's going to have a long evening up against a man who is so high on confidence in Patrick Roberts.
It was awfully kind of Scott Brown to give Craig Gordon a little touch to keep him involved in the game. Not had much to do. I don't think he's had anything to do, actually, so I think it was probably just to keep him involved.
Well, Ryan Casiaro was booked earlier on when Celtic had their penalty appeal. I think it was for some dissent.
Well, it worked for him, didn't it? The referee changed his mind with the advice of I think it certainly was the linesman who made that call.
McGregor again. Now Roberts. Lustig. Sviatchenko to Brown, who can turn. Now Patrick Roberts links up with Scott Brown. Roberts again, twisting, turning, dribbling through. And the free kick will go the way of the Red Imps.
I think there was a wee half-hearted claim for the penalty. I don't think there was anything in that. Just too many players still wanting to entertain. As Patrick Roberts trying to drag by players, making things happen. A great legend at Celtic, legend Bertie Auld, he was told by Jock Stein many years ago, go out and entertain the crowd and they'll certainly love you, and that's what Patrick Roberts was doing tonight.
On 8 times in Celtic's history, they have had a 1-0 deficit to overturn from a first leg. The last 4 times They have been unable to do so and been knocked out. Slightly different opposition, though, in the last four of Borussia Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain, Lyon and Valencia. Different story this evening. Here's Forrest. Griffiths. The sight's not quite zero just yet for Lee Griffiths, although he does have his first goal of the season, and he took that frustration out to win the ball back. Roberts onto Griffiths. He's still got it. And Lustig is well forward. The cut back for Dembele. And he's denied his first goal in hoops by Raul Navas, and it was a great stop.
Oh, fantastic save from Navas. Dembele, what's he got to do? Get in the back of the... To put the ball in the back of it as a Celtic player goes down just now. It's Lee Griffiths, I believe.
Well, Brown continues the attack. Griffiths is down on the edge of the area. It's with Forrest. Brown. Armstrong with the shot, but easy. A tame effort. Navas can gather, but Lee Griffiths still down here, Tom, and that would be a blow.
I certainly would. A player of his ability, and I think it was the determination that he showed to win that ball back. I think he could just took a wee knock as he's still staying down. I think now we'll probably kick the ball out to allow treatment to come to see how Lee Griffiths is. I certainly hope he's not too bad. He's limping, but I think actually towards the end of life. We've seen this quite often in games the latter half of last season, but he managed to run through them. Maybe it's just a slight recurrence. I don't think the manager will want to take any chances. If he is feeling any effects, it looks as though the job is done in terms of the ties. So if there is anything niggling, then I think he would certainly take him off.
Looks rather innocuous.
Sometimes those are the worst injuries when you think it'd been possible to pick up a serious injury from something as simple looking as that. But I'm sure Lee, he won't want to come off. He's certainly a player who's got great determination and desire, and almost from the old school. He doesn't want to let injuries tamper him, and he'll keep playing through things.
And Brendan Rodgers may be less concerned about tonight, but more so should Celtic progress. The quality of the opposition is ramped up, and we know now that the winner of this tie will face Astana of Kazakhstan, who scored a last-minute goal through Marin Anicic to knock out Žalgiris Vilnius of Lithuania earlier on this evening.
It's not the tie Celtic would have wanted. We'll take it if it means obviously we're in that round after this, which looks as though we're going to have a comfortable victory tonight. But yeah, it's one that they probably would have preferred to go to Tallinn, into Estonia. It's a lovely place, as is, I believe, Astana. But I think the logistics of going to Tallinn would have been far easier than the journey that would be going to, you say, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, where Celtic have been before when they faced Shakhtar Karagandhi in 2013. And we all know how tight that tie was. James Forrest, the hero, when Celtic brought it back here to qualify for the Champions League that night. Roberts.
I think just one too many there from Patrick. Slipping tackle from Kieran, he loves him. I just want to get involved as well. But what a joy it is to watch Patrick Robertson, a winger in form, and a display like this, and certainly the defender Cipollina will certainly be seeing Patrick Robertson nightmares tonight when he goes, if he can get to sleep.
It's Kyle Cassiaro, all knocked out of play. Cipollina, knocked on by Calderon. Lee Cassiaro, well, their first effort at goal. Too high for Craig Gordon's goal.
No, decent effort from Cassiaro. As I say, not much. It was, I think, just a slight pass from a straight pass from Cal McGregor into him, and he just decided to pull the trigger because he had no help round about him, and that's all he could do. But never really troubled Craig Gordon.
And he's a man who enjoys himself against Scottish opposition. Scored his country's first ever competitive goal in Glasgow at Hampden. Here's Armstrong in the meantime. Lee Cassiaro also, of course, scoring the winning goal over at the Victoria Stadium last week.
What an absolute fabulous ball that was. I think it was at Michael Lustig out to James Foran from one side of the pitch to diagonally to the other, and set up another attack for Celtic.
Armstrong. Again, it's Sviatchenko to win it, but again, a little high from Armstrong.
Sviatchenko certainly under pressure there from the Red Imps defence. I think maybe somebody like the earlier one where Sviatchenko just knocked it down. If we can get somebody possibly in the back post area, maybe utilise that little knockdown from Sviatchenko.
Walker. Cut off by Tierney, and this may be an opportunity for Celtic to break. Well, Armstrong has just slowed it down, and then a fine pass to open it up for McGregor. Lustig. There won't be too many breaking opportunities for Celtic, but as Lincoln Red Imps begin to start committing men forward, they may arise.
Well, there's certainly another set piece, I think, trying to get bodies in or try to get players in, but that will be the only opportunity Celtic will have to have quick counter-attacks, because for the most part there's certainly 5-6 players that will certainly stay on the defensive side.
Cassiaro back to Walker. And now Antonio Calderon. Walker. Here's Lee Cassiaro trying to find a way through. Numbers closed him out. And the free kick goes the way of the hosts.
And there was an opportunity there for a quick counter-attack. Lee Griffiths had peeled off the defenders and was on this right wing completely unmarked.
Gordon goes early. Griffiths watched it all the way in the air.
He's excellent at that. He's very good in the air for somebody who's not the tallest. He's certainly got a great leap, great spring, and can beat guys a lot taller than him.
That wonderful skill to be able to hang in the air.
Yep, didn't have it myself. I jumped down the way, but yeah, we're quite often, he's like Lincoln to the legend here at Henrik, who had that ability as well. He could spring, he could jump, he could leap, he could do so many things, and very, very similar in that the same stature. Not the tallest of guys, but by God, they can jump.
McGregor mops up for Celtic. This is Scott Brown. With just a couple of minutes left, there may be a little bit of injury time for Lee Griffiths when he went down, but other than that, it's been everything according to plan for Brendan Rodgers in this, his first home competitive game at Celtic. Armstrong, and now Forrest. Tierney points where he wants it. Tierney, well, again it came off the defender, but once more Raul Navas, who's made a number of important stops, comes up trumps.
Don't think he knew too much about that one. A couple of deflections I think it was taken, but just in the right place to stick his right hand up and take that ball out from going into the back of the net. But very patient play from Celtic, working it in tight areas, keeping the ball under control to create another opportunity.
Celtic will be more than satisfied, but they'd love a fourth. And as we saw around about a quarter of the way through the game, they can pounce quickly. 3 goals in 6 minutes. This is Brown. Can he get in on the act?
I think most of said about that shot from Scott. Better. Certainly creating opportunities, and it's you can see how we are dominating the game, that even Scott Brown, a certain midfielder for tonight, is driving to about the edge of the box to go on the end of things.
Just the 1 goal for Scott Brown last season. That came against Dundee in September. Here's Walker though.
You can certainly see as well the difference in sharpness in the players and on that extra week. They're certainly a lot sharper than what we were last week in the game. They've certainly been working on that obviously at training and getting that extra week's training. They're certainly producing tonight and keeping in a high standard of performance over the first 45 minutes, which is good to watch.
Forrest to Armstrong. Brown and Tierney. So we enter our only minute of stoppage time. Roberts now. Celtic more than happy just to play out the remaining 30 seconds, although Dembele just unable to bring the ball in.
This is a time now where you can be a little bit more patient in your build-up because you have put yourself in a comfortable position.
Tierney's cross will hang on the goalkeeper. The header from Griffiths, and Raul Navas, after winning the free kick, collapses in a heap.
I don't think it was the challenge from Griffiths. May have been from Armstrong as the half-time whistle, I think, just goes. I think it's possibly the challenge from Armstrong that the referee felt was impeded.
Well, the half-time whistle goes, Tom. 3-0 and a fair scoreline, a fair reflection of the play.
Yep, that certainly is. I wanted Celtic to start very quickly. They did do that. Took a little time until they got the first goal in 20 minutes, but then the floodgates opened. 3 goals in 6 minutes.